The big investing guru lie. Investing is not about just choosing the right stocks. So, what is investing the right way? If you ask any of your friends, a majority of them would probably answer that it is about choosing the right stocks or buying the rising hot trend at the right time. We are often envious of friends who bought a rising hot stock and 10x their initial capital within a short time frame. But the reality is that no human being can reliably pick stocks that will outperform the rest of the market consistently and sustainably. There are too many variables and factors involved and too many possible mistakes. Majority of the public thinks that being a successful investor is about picking the right stocks and that anyone can be successful at it. After all, this is what they hear constantly from all the investment articles, financial analysis shows, and investment gurus. And that's how they sell their expensive stock trading seminars. But no, sorry to crush your dreams, but not everyone can be a winning stock picking investor. In fact, most of these financial experts are actually failures, so they choose a career of teaching or telling others what stocks to buy instead of actually buying them themselves. Fun fact number 1, teaching people how to invest is actually more lucrative than investing itself. Fun fact number 2, and extremely important lesson number 1, the main indicator of your investment portfolio performance is not the individual stocks and investments within your portfolio. Instead, it is the mixture of the different investments, example, the stocks or the bonds, etc. In 1986, 3 incredible researchers, Gary Brinson, Randolph Hood, and Gilbert B. Bauer, published a new study that shocked the financial market. I first learned about this research from Ramit Sethi, the author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich, a book with a ridiculous title but filled with solid grounded advice. Published in the Financial Analysis Journal, titled Determinants of Portfolio Performance, the study proved that more than 90% of your investment portfolio's performance is due to your asset allocation. Asset allocation sounds like a random buzzword designed to confuse you, but really it is not. It is how smart investors have been quietly building strong, versatile portfolios which continue to grow regardless of market conditions. Asset allocation is your better plan for your investments. It is the way you spread your capital in your investment portfolio across the various investment instruments, example stocks, bonds, cash, or even cryptocurrency. By adequate and strategic diversification, you can control the overall investment risk of your portfolio. This in turn allows you to control and reduce your volatility and how much money you may lose in your investments. According to the study, your asset allocation, example 100% stocks versus 90% stocks and 10% bonds, make a big difference on your earnings and returns. Since then, this groundbreaking research became the foundation other researchers base their new research on. The bottom line is clear. Your asset allocation is the biggest indicator of your portfolio performance that you can control. Fun fact number 3, and extremely important lesson number 2, your investment plan is more important than your actual investments itself. Just let that sink in for a moment. Take a movie for an example. Applying the same principle, the way the director organizes the sequences in the movie is more important than any single line in it. That makes sense, right? There may be an important or memorable line in a movie, but that is due to the context of the rest of the movie itself. This is the same for your investing strategy. After you allocated your capital intelligently, example, not 100% in one individual stock, but organized across several different types of funds, you don't need to worry if a single stock crashing would slash your entire portfolio's value into half. That is why, with strategic diversification, an individual investor like yourself can increase their gains and reduce their losses. So this is a quote by William Bernstein in his book, The 4 Pillars of Investing, Lessons for Building a Winning Portfolio. Since you cannot successfully time the market or select individual stocks, Asset allocation should be the major focus of your investment strategy because it is the only factor affecting your investment risk and return that you can control. So what is a smart asset allocation strategy? Technically, diversification and asset allocation have two different meanings. You can be diversified but still have a vulnerable investment portfolio. Even if you bought different kinds of stocks or stock funds, you'll be diversified but only within the stocks asset class. It's like being the best basketball player in your secondary school but still not good enough to join the NBA. Besides diversification within an asset class, you need to allocate across the different asset classes. Remember, you need to diversify deep into an asset class. For example, for stocks, you can buy large cap stocks, mid cap stocks, small cap stocks, micro cap stocks, overseas stocks, growth stocks, value stocks, or even stock funds. For bonds, you can buy government bonds, corporate bonds, short-term bonds, long-term bonds, municipal bonds, inflation-protected bonds, or even bond funds. And you need to allocate across asset classes. That means between stocks, bonds, cash equivalents, property, commodities, and even alternative investments like hedge funds, venture capital, or cryptocurrencies. So what is your dynamic asset allocation? This is where it gets a little complicated. Asset allocation is not a stagnant investment strategy. It is a fluid plan that changes, that suits your needs according to your life stages. A typical working professional has around 7 major life stages: graduation, marriage, buying your first property, buying your first car, which is optional, having your first child, which is optional, retirement, legacy, and inheritance planning. And your asset allocation changes as you live through these life stages to meet your specific financial needs. For example, most individuals will choose a more conservative asset allocation strategy as they approach retirement to focus on wealth preservation to prevent asset erosion due to inflation compared to more aggressive wealth accumulation. After all, any investments with possible higher returns also inherits higher risk most of the time. Although it seems sexy to boast about your latest hot stock pick to your friends, the real work in smart investing comes down to creating a reliable asset allocation that is suitable for your respective life stages, needs, goals, and risk comfort levels. Maybe you want passive income streams to fast forward your early retirement. Even the same goal like this can be different between two clients. One wants an extravagant lifestyle which requires $15,000 a month. Another is actually pretty comfortable with just $3,000 a month. As you can imagine, both clients will have very different asset allocation plans. Some clients want to accumulate 6-figure capitals to start their own businesses in the future. Some want to secure their children's wealth so that they can give their children the best. Different individuals have different specific needs and financial goals. At the end of the day, your asset allocation needs to be foolproof and bring you closer to your life goals. The beauty of an asset allocation plan is that once you figure this all out, your subsequent investments will all fall into place and align with your financial goals. It is the leading domino in your personal finance strategy that makes everything else so much easier for you. So what do you think your financial situation will look like if you actually build such a robust and dynamic asset allocation plan? Do you want to find out? So here is some great news. I've set aside some time for my office to personally review your current investment strategy and process and design a fully customized dynamic asset allocation plan for you, free. This is a genuine free offer and there are no strings attached. In fact, it's even better than you realize. Not only do we design the whole asset allocation plan for you, we also create a detailed investing blueprint of exactly how it works and give you that as well. You will have a step-by-step investing strategy so you can deploy it immediately. This way, you can start investing confidently and grow your capital regardless of market trends and conditions without spending 8 hours a day to monitor stock prices like it is your second full-time job. If this sounds interesting to you, here's how we'll do it. There are 2 things we do on our strategy session together. First, we shut up and listen to you. We find out exactly what your challenges are, what your financial goals are, and what you want to accomplish. And then we design a custom asset allocation strategy to get you there. We do this by reviewing your current investments, analyzing your current assets and portfolios, and mapping out market projections of suitable investment instruments. We use everything we have learned about you to design a custom asset allocation plan specific to your financial goals based on our trademark wealth management formula, the Financial Fortress we initially reserved only for our high net worth clients. More about our trademark wealth framework in a minute. But first, basically, we are getting a snapshot of where you are and where you want to be. Next, we start to build the plan to get you there. And that's where the blueprint process comes in. I'll give you a complete custom investment blueprint showing exactly how your new asset allocation plan works. We'll prescribe a unique investing process and map it out for you based on your current investment portfolio and goals. There's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all asset allocation strategy, and anyone who tells you otherwise is delusional. That's why we create a custom blueprint based on your specific needs and goals. Many financial consultants out there have their own way of crafting asset allocation plans. Some use a copy and paste template, some use a formula taught in some old outdated textbook. But this is an important step as part of your overall investment strategy that unfortunately many novice investors overlook. If done right, this is the leading domino that sets your investments in place, that pulls you closer towards your financial goals and dreams, like a homing missile locked onto a target. If done wrong, it becomes a leaky bucket with holes at the bottom, quietly siphoning your hard-earned money into the wrong hands. This is why every single blueprint we build is unique and different, and the reason we build them like this is because we understand that your needs are unique and different. It is important to build a campaign that is customized and specific to the exact functions and needs of every client individually. And that is why we set aside some time to do for you for free. So you are probably wondering, why are we doing this? In the interest of full and complete transparency, this is how we get clients. It's simple. We know that a certain percentage of people we do this for will want us to build and grow their investment assets for them. But rather than try to convince you of how great that will be, we figured that we would just demonstrate that we can help you by actually helping you for free and let the value of the experience do the selling for us. But rest assured that even though this is a free service, you will still receive an exclusive insider investing plan tailored for you based on our trademarked wealth accumulation framework. And we are simply absorbing the cost to provide this valuable strategy session to genuinely help you out of goodwill. And there is absolutely no pressure and no obligation to become a client. In fact, I believe that once we do this for you, one of these three things will happen. The first possibility is you think that the blueprint is no good and that I have wasted your time. This has literally never happened. But in the event you feel your time was wasted, I'll immediately send you $100 as compensation for the hour or so we spent together. The second possibility is you love the investment blueprint. You immediately see the power and potential it has for your financial life, and you decide you want to build the system yourself. If that's the case, great. I'm happy that we could help you, and I wish you the best of luck. The third possibility is you love the blueprint so much and you'll want my office to actually build out the entire system for you. If that's the case, we will get to work immediately, and here is what happens when we decide to work together. We get started on implementing your personalized investment blueprint. We make sure that we maximize the power of every single dollar in your portfolio and find the right balance for you between maximizing returns and protecting your capital. This will be done as part of our prestigious Virtus Wealth Coaching Program. This coaching program has 4 main modules. Module 1, Diagnostic Evaluation and Assessment. Here, we take a deep dive into your current psychology and mindset around money and your financial habits. We map out a simulated projection of your current game plan and let you take a sneak peek into the future. We'll be able to tell you, so if you continue doing whatever you're doing right now, 30 years later you will only have X amount in cash and Y amount in assets. Would you be able to retire based on these numbers? Are you satisfied with these numbers? This is to give you a realistic outlook of your own life so that we can build an accurate, better plan to conquer your financial goals and dreams in the later modules. You see, I personally know of many 6-figure income earners who are still poor. Even though they're earning a lot of money, they spend a lot of money too. So they are still living paycheck to paycheck. They are stuck in their jobs and are unable to truly experience financial freedom. This module is to make sure that you are way ahead of the pack and learn the mindset of the top 5%. Module 2, the Financial Launchpad. This is where you will finally become an insider about how wealth works. This is a Mythbusters section where we tackle the common misconceptions and misunderstandings 95% of us have about money and wealth. This is how the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. You will also discover the common mistakes and pitfalls many individuals make that stopped them from becoming rich. Lastly, we'll review our trademarked wealth building formula, the Financial Fortress. This formula is created by our founder and alone is responsible for millions of dollars in our clients' portfolios. This is where you'll learn the wealth secrets of the top 5%. This is wealth accumulation on steroids. Module 3, Building Your Financial Fortress. This is where we will build a robust and strong portfolio to achieve and protect your financial goals. With this intense upgrade of financial knowledge, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed. In this module, we will guide you step by step. In fact, we will even implement our Financial Fortress formula for you. And then some people may wonder, then why don't you just do this in the first place without teaching me anything? We believe in financial ownership and responsibility. And we found out by working with our clients that if you know the magic behind our wealth management strategy, you are more likely to let us do our job and grow your assets for you. Module 4, Milestone Crushing, Optimization and Acceleration. This is the ongoing growing of your portfolio. We'll do the heavy lifting and just keep you updated periodically. If you wish, we'll teach you the ropes and coach you along if you are the more proactive type who wants to learn how to manage your own portfolio in the future. We make sure that we achieve your financial milestones and goals because sometimes your priorities can change as your life circumstances change. Maybe you want to raise capital to build a side business, or you want to send your children overseas for education. We will adjust and pivot your portfolio accordingly. This is where your dynamic asset allocation strategy will really shine. Our priority is to make your life easy and fulfill your life dreams and goals, whatever they are. Anyway, as you can imagine, in this current volatile economic climate, there is a huge demand for this type of premium service and financial freedom assurance. And my team and I will hit our capacity very quickly. However, this is not what you might be thinking. If you are skeptical and you are wondering if this is some kind of sales pitch in disguise, that is understandable. The good news is it's not. In fact, it's quite the opposite. This is a genuine free service. The plan is to wow you and give you a snapshot of the amazing experience you will have when you join our wealth coaching program. Like I said, if at the end of our session, after we build your custom investment blueprint, you tell me that we wasted your time, I will pay you $100 immediately as compensation, no strings attached. The catch we have been looking for, there are actually two. First, we are unable to extend this offer to just anybody. In order for my team to do this free but valuable work for you, you need to meet some strict but reasonable criteria. Here it is. Number 1, you must be willing to invest. I know I am stating the obvious, but you will be surprised how many people I have met that are not actually willing to invest. Number 2, you must have capital to invest, either at least $5,000 lump sum or at least $300 per month of capital for ongoing investments, because you actually need to have capital available. Otherwise, there's no point in building your dynamic asset allocation plan. That's it. As long as you are legitimate and motivated to achieve your financial goals, I'll be delighted to help you for free. And if you get value out of the help I provide and want to become a client, that's great. The second is this is very time sensitive for a reason. We are a small company by design and can only offer a handful of these free blueprinting sessions each month. They are all granted on a first come first served basis. So if you can see how your personal tailor-made asset allocation plan will help you achieve your financial goals, book a blueprint session with us ASAP. We have set aside some time to design a fully customized investment campaign for you using the exact methods I described in this video. If that sounds like something that could help you, here's what to do next. The way it works is simple. To schedule a custom investment blueprint session with my office, we'll need to collect a $50 real person deposit. Don't worry, I'm not in it for your deposit. In fact, it is refundable under every circumstances known to man. If you simply ask for it at any point in time, you will get it back. And I will also automatically refund you your full deposit at the end of our session together. I'm just collecting it as a filter to keep time wasters at bay, and I will automatically refund your full deposit at the end of our session together or any time else when you ask for it. This is because it takes a lot of work to architect the whole blueprint for somebody. It is a full-fledged investment blueprint that will show you how to grow your assets so you can achieve your financial goals. And like I mentioned, if you think we have wasted your time, I'll give you double the deposit back. I don't want your $50. I think you get the point. Anyway, here is what happens after that. You'll be taken to a quick little questionnaire that helps us get prepared to help you when we talk. Don't worry, it's nothing intrusive or complex. It takes about 30 seconds to fill out. Just a little bit of info on your current investments or how you want your investments to work. This information helps us start working on ideas before we talk, so that as soon as we meet, we can hit the ground running and make progress immediately. Then we schedule a time to go over your asset allocation plan and create your investment blueprint for free. My office will call you and get you scheduled as soon as possible, typically no more than a day or two from when we first hear from you. Don't worry, you are not going to hear from telemarketers or slick salespeople or anything like that. Our entire focus is to give you the best custom dynamic asset allocation plan possible for free and let the experience speak for itself. And after we talk, one of these three things will happen. The first possibility is you love the blueprint and your dynamic asset allocation plan, and you immediately see the power and potential it has for your financial goals, and you decide that you want to implement it yourself. The next possibility is you love the blueprint and you want us to build your investment campaign for you and implement everything in your blueprint. If that's the case, we will get started immediately. The third scenario has never actually happened. That's where you will tell us we wasted our time and your blueprint was not helpful at all. If that happens, we will immediately give you double your deposit back right there on the spot. So clearly, you have nothing to lose by having us create your dynamic asset allocation plan and customized investment blueprint for you. Like I mentioned earlier, this is time sensitive and granted at a first come first served basis. We are very proud of this free service and we are confident that you will find this special blueprint session very insightful and valuable for your financial growth. So go ahead and click the link below to get started now. I look forward to seeing you in person.